Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for this decade's toughest final boss fights so far. Be warned, spoilers ahead. Number 10. Renoir, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Brace yourself.
Clair Obscur Expedition 33 just came out, but it quickly became an instant classic, solidifying itself as one of the greatest turn-based RPGs of all time. This is thanks in part to its unique and brutally difficult boss fights. We're going to overlook the fact that Mael can deal literally millions of damage with the right build, but even then, some bosses take real effort. The final boss, Renoir, is no exception.
Eyes up, Metroid.
He hits like a truck, and if you deal enough damage, the Axons you fought previously heal him fully and give shields. His second form has him summon his family canvas, powering himself up and dealing massive damage to your party. Number 9. Sepharoth Reborn, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Just as worlds unite, so too do they part.
The final boss in the second of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy is quite the spectacle, and also quite the challenge. When you reach Sephiroth in the Forgotten Capital, some big stuff goes down that we won't talk about here, but if you know, you know. And at this point, how do you not know? Anyway, it leads to Cloud and the gang facing off against the white-haired heartthrob for the umpteenth time, fighting through multiple forms in increasingly impressive cinematic encounters. The Sepharoth Reborn section sees Cloud taking him on one-on-one, which is where the real challenge begins. This massive form's attacks take up most of the screen, so you'll have to do your best to dodge and block strategically to get a chance into hit. Number 8. Ravenbeak, Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread was in development hell for years, but we were finally treated to the newest 2D entry in the beloved series in 2021. The Nintendo Switch exclusive is one of the most challenging in the entire series, with borderline horror elements as Samus scrambles to escape the terrifying Emmy robots. The final boss fight with Ravenbeak, however, is easily the hardest part of the game. Reminiscent of the Sigma fight at the end of Mega Man X, fighting Ravenbeak is the ultimate test of your skills and reflexes. He moves fast and packs a punch, and his patterns can become somewhat unpredictable as you whittle away his health. In his final form, Samus fuses with a Metroid for an epic final confrontation. Number 7. Hades. Hades.
You wish to have your mortal-colored blood spill once again upon this bed of snow, then fine. Let us proceed.
The literal Big Daddy at the end of Hades is Hades himself. This groundbreaking roguelike features a ton of difficult boss battles you'll encounter throughout countless runs, but protagonist Zagreus' father is the toughest of the bunch, especially as you complete more and more runs and increase heat. The god of the underworld can cover the whole screen with massive area of effect attacks, testing your dodging prowess and reflexes. He also shoots seemingly endless projectiles and attacks with his spear in a sweeping circle, making it almost impossible to get in close to land your own attacks. You'll be dashing and blocking for almost the entire fight. With the right build on later runs, you'll come out on top a bit easier, but that initial fight is hard as hell. Pun intended. Number 6. Ratagon and the Elden Beast, Elden Ring. We all know by now that the most popular and iconic boss from Software's masterpiece Elden Ring is Malenia, Blade of Miquella, but the final main boss, Ratagon, and the subsequent Elden Beast are nothing to scoff at. The fight with Ratagon is a tough duel where your dodge and parry skills will be put to the test. The second phase of this fight is against the Elden Beast, a monstrous eldritch horror that moves quickly and attacks with heavy swings of its sword. Dodging is tough, and it'll both dive under the water and fly above you, so knowing how to maneuver around the arena is the key to victory. Number 5. Osma, the first Berserker, Kazan. Osma, the Master of Chaos, is a powerful mage and an old friend of our titular hero Kazan. In this Sekiro-inspired Soulslike, the boss fights throughout are as brutal as you'd expect, and the final encounter against Osma is the toughest of them all. The fight is broken up into 3 grueling phases, each giving their own unique mechanics and attack patterns. The third phase sees Osma fully transform into his demonic appearance, flying around the arena and attacking you with his massive sword. This will likely take you more than a few tries to beat, but once you do, you get to enjoy an extremely satisfying ending cutscene that's well worth your trouble. Number 4. Nameless Puppet, Lies of P.
My son.
The true final boss of the Pinocchio Souls-like Lies of P is one of the toughest boss battles of all time, let alone of the 2020s. To fight it, simply refuse to give Geppetto your heart at the end of the game. The first phase is relatively tame, but it's when you finish this part that the Nameless Puppet breaks free of his strings and is let loose to take you on at full power. Now dual-wielding swords, he moves and attacks significantly faster, easily covers more distance, and deals incredibly high damage with a single hit. In typical Souls-like fashion, you'll have to dodge and parry strategically to survive. Number 3. Allmind, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon.
I became part of this monster, so I could crush you. This time, you will die.
The second From Software game on this list, 2023's Armored Core 6 is one of the hardest entries in the franchise thanks to its bosses, and the Allmind fight at the end of the game will definitely give you hand cramps. To experience the true Allmind boss fight, you have to get the other 2 endings, then finish New Game++. Once you do, you're in for the hardest fight in the game.
Irregulars. We will bring order to chaos.
Allmind comes at you with an overwhelming arsenal of lasers and missiles, moves extremely fast, and dodges your attacks with ease. You eventually get an ally in the fight in air, but even then, beating this boss is hands down one of the hardest bosses of the decade.
The Freelancer. Who had it all?
Number 2. Gtopus, Exit the Gungeon. To fight the Gtopus in Exit the Gungeon, you'll first have to complete 2 runs with different Gungeoneers, which is a challenge in itself. Once you do, a bounty appears in the keep of the Lead Lord, allowing you to face this 8-legged big bad. The fight itself will overwhelm you fast, as the boss lives by its namesake quite literally. Each of its 8 tentacles is holding, you guessed it, a gun, and it'll fire at you non-stop. Being able to dodge and jump at the right time is crucial for surviving its onslaught of bullets, ricocheting skulls, and missiles. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Luis, Metaphor ReFantazio.
Behold, and I will reveal the secrets still beyond you.
The final encounter against Luis in Metaphor ReFantazio can be a lot less difficult with dozens of hours of grinding and building out your archetypes accordingly, but in an already 120-hour plus game, we wouldn't fault you for just trying to get through it. The overall fight is spread over multiple forms with narrative dumps sprinkled in between encounters, and if you die, you'll have to do all of this over again.
Even my... Here I go! It is your turn! Help me finish this!
The clever mechanic of targeting a specific mask with the required element during the Destroyer Sharadrius portion makes it crucial for the player to understand the ins and outs of the game's battle system and will likely be where you'll meet your demise. Once you beat it, sit back and enjoy the ending. You've definitely earned it. Which final boss gave you the most trouble in the last 5 years? Let us know in the comments below.
Sorry.